So understanding that people do things different is okay, as long as they're matched up. All right, here's the deal. We're gonna talk a little bit about leg work. Do you have to do my leg work to be successful? Obviously not. We look on tour, and the majority of the players are not doing my leg work, but there are a lot who are trying to do it now, okay? So here's the deal. Why do I like my leg work? Why do I like this femur bone to go external, okay? Why do I like to squat? Why do I like to actually position the feet to create torque with the ground, which I call connection? Why do I like these things? Why do I like the lead side of the pelvis to go lower? All these things come to one, if I'm using if I set the backswing up and I can properly do the things I want, and if I'm not out of position and I'm trying to do a position where I'm over here and I'm squatting, I'm sitting on my back foot, or I'm too far over here and I'm having to shift or stand up. But if I actually set the backswing up the way I want, I don't have to push. I don't have to do anything but get the lead side of the pelvis lower with external rotation and get the right leg to go back into flexion. And as I do that, I like both legs to go external. And I don't just go external, okay? That's called what? AB, adduction, AB. Okay, so as we do that, I don't just sit here and go, why? Because I'm not torquing the ground. I'm not using it, okay? What I'm not doing is I'm just getting over here and I'm dropping a basket. I don't just drop baskets, I actually use the ground. So a lot of my players will actually turn and grip this ground and rip it up. But with shoes on, it actually puts my body into rotation. Okay, so the front foot digs in the ground and the outside of the left three toes go there. So some of my players are up on the toe and they dig, and some are already down there and they dig, okay? So understanding my leg work is not my leg work. Sam Snead was doing it. You look at a lot of players have some form of what I do, okay? So the thing is, once again, if I start moving off and I try and do leg work from here, without getting back to a center, you're gonna run into trouble, okay? So make sure after watching the backswing that you are in a position, whether you're a late guy that falls back to center, or you're a player that's already here and they can fall on center. Make sure you're one of them. Because if you're doing the leg work and you actually do it right, you don't have to do anything with the arms. That shaft's gonna shallow, okay? And if you're actually got depth and you've set it up right and you have the leg work right, that thing's absolutely gonna shallow without trying to do anything with your arm or anything with your forearms or wrists. It will absolutely, if you get up to the top and you do it right, it will actually shallow. So why do I like this? One, because if I get up here and I create a ball, I don't have to actually shift pressure forward as much, which means I'm over here and I can turn. Okay, and as I turn, I still have the lead side of the pelvis lower, which means I still have pressure forward, but I didn't push it forward, okay? So have I seen people push pressure forward? Yes, and what's the problem with it? There is no problem with it. It just means that it's gonna be hard to get out of the way, which means you're gonna stand up, then you're gonna turn, okay? So you get the pelvis too far outside your feet, you're gonna have problems getting around, okay? So my players tend to get this right side of the pelvis inside the foot line, and then they try and keep this one inside the foot line. And then after they've got down, all they're doing is pushing off the ground, okay? And pushing into this wall, okay? So they're not just going straight up, and we're gonna talk about different variations where in a baseball player, they're pushing back this way, or in a driver, pushing this way and pushing this way. We're gonna get into all these different areas, but the first thing, the reason that I like the backswing, the leg work, is because it helps you create torque, it creates vertical pressure, and it actually shallows the shaft out, okay? And then it leads to being able to reuse the ground again, rather than once you've done this, you have nothing, okay? So we're gonna get into detail on certain parts of it and go from there.